ओम श्री परमात्मने नमः।
ओम श्री परमात्मने नमः।
You did Namaskaram? When?
Now.
Namaste Ishan.
Namaste Kuldeep Mammu.
So, we are going through Karma Yoga. Right?
Yes, Mammu.
Bhagavan is starting to teach us Karma Yoga from today. Very, very, very important teaching for the entire life. As we said in the last episode, everything we do, small thing, is karma. Even thoughts are actions. How to do these actions properly is what Bhagavan is going to guide us. And through this Karma Yoga, the result is inner purity. And then you are ready for the highest knowledge. So, now Arjuna is in confusion with two things, right?
Yes, Mammu.
About which is superior. Jnana or karma, knowledge or action. And Bhagavan is going to answer this question in a detailed manner. You are ready for third and fourth shloka?
Yes, Mammu.
Yeah. Shri Bhagavanuvacha.
Shri Bhagavanuvacha.
लोकेऽस्मिन् द्विविधा निष्ठा
लोकेऽस्मिन् द्विविधा निष्ठा
पुरा प्रोक्ता मया नघ
पुरा प्रोक्ता मया नघ
ज्ञानयोगेन साङ्ख्यानां
ज्ञानयोगेन साङ्ख्यानां
कर्मयोगेन योगिनाम्
कर्मयोगेन योगिनाम्.
Once again. लोकेऽस्मिन् द्विविधा निष्ठा
लोकेऽस्मिन् द्विविधा निष्ठा
पुरा प्रोक्ता मया नघ
पुरा प्रोक्ता मया नघ
ज्ञानयोगेन साङ्ख्यानां
ज्ञानयोगेन साङ्ख्यानां
कर्मयोगेन योगिनाम्
कर्मयोगेन योगिनाम्.
Now, fourth one. न कर्मणामनारम्भात्
न कर्मणामनारम्भात्
नैष्कर्म्यं पुरुषोऽश्नुते
नैष्कर्म्यं पुरुषोऽश्नुते.
Very good. Sha is there. Sha is there. न च सन्न्यसनादेव
न च सन्न्यसनादेव
सिद्धिं समधिगच्छति.
सिद्धिं समधिगच्छति.
Once again. न कर्मणामनारम्भात्
न कर्मणामनारम्भात्
नैष्कर्म्यं पुरुषोऽश्नुते
नैष्कर्म्यं पुरुषोऽश्नुते.
न च सन्न्यसनादेव
न च सन्न्यसनादेव
सिद्धिं समधिगच्छति.
सिद्धिं समधिगच्छति.
Uttamam. So, when we learn for the first time and all that, we are also learning the split and all that, no?
Yes.
Do you remember? Na karmanam anarambhat. Na karmanam anarambhat. Naishkarmyam purushah ashnute. Purushoashnute. Na cha sanyasanat eva. Siddhim samadhigacchati. Padacheda. Padacheda. But we are not doing that in this video. Because we have tidbits, all those things, no? We are doing it as our homework, right? Yeah. So now you are ready for chanting together?
Yes, Mammu.
श्रीभगवानुवाच लोकेऽस्मिन् द्विविधा निष्ठा पुरा प्रोक्ता मया नघ ज्ञानयोगेन साङ्ख्यानां कर्मयोगेन योगिनां न कर्मणामनारम्भात् नैष्कर्म्यं पुरुषोऽश्नुते न च सन्न्यसनादेव सिद्धिं समधिगच्छति. Let us go through the meanings now. Shri Bhagavan Lokesmin Dvividha Nishtha
Pura Prokta Maya Nagha
Jnana Yogena Sankhyanam
Karma Yogena Yoginam.
Shri Bhagavan Shri Bhagavan, the blessed Lord. Bhagavan said, Uvacha, Hey Anagha, O sinless one, Asmin Loke, in this world, Dvividha Nishtha, a twofold path, two ways, Puramaya Prokta, had been enunciated by me, that is, clearly explained by me, Pura, in the very beginning of not Bhagavad Gita, beginning of the creation. Sankhyanam Jnana Yogena, for the Sankhyas, through the path of knowledge. Yoginam Karma Yogena, and for the Yogins, through the path of action. So, two ways. Bhagavan is saying, a twofold path had been set by me, enunciated by me in the very beginning. Mamu will explain this later. Now, next one. Na karmana manarambhat
Naishkarmyam Purushoshnute
na cha sanyasanadeva
Siddhim Samadhigacchati.
Siddhim samadhigacchati.
Siddhim Samadhigacchati.
Karmanam anarambhat Purushah naishkarmyam na ashnute. Naishkarmya siddhi, that is, the state of actionlessness, the state of freedom from doership. See, Bhagavan is saying, man does not achieve naishkarmya, that is, freedom from doership, by non-performance of actions. By doing nothing, by doing no action, he will not achieve naishkarmya. Now Bhagavan says, sanyasanat eva, karmanam sanyasanat eva, siddhim cha na samadhigacchati. Siddhim cha na samadhigacchati. That is, he does not attain perfection through mere renunciation of it either. Renunciation means giving up. Giving up karma, that also won't help you to achieve the highest. See, all this is also karma, what you are doing now. Mamu is going to explain that. Many people will get answer today. Why Mamu is making Innu hold the hands like this in Namaskara. Okay, so now we are done with the meaning. Let us get into the spiritual tidbits and take it to the next level. Okay?
Okay, Mammu.
In the third shloka, Bhagavan is calling Arjuna as He Anagha. Very important this is. He Anagha. He Paparahita. O sinless one. In fact, Anagha is Bhagavan's name, which comes in Vishnu Sahasranama. Anagho vijayo jeta vishvayonif punarvasuhu. Anagha. Anagha comes in Lalita Sahasranama too, as one name of Devi. Many little ones have now named they have been named as Anagha. Very good name. Sinless one. Here, Bhagavan is calling Arjuna, Hey Anagha, Hey Paparahita, and this way giving confidence to him. The very question Arjuna asked, how to attain the highest good? How to attain, what was the name? Shreyas. How to attain the Shreyas, highest good? That itself shows that he is sinless. He has the craving to attain the highest. When Bhagavan calls us Anagha, we become Anagha. That's the technique. Bhagavan won't simply call that way. You have to live your life according to what Bhagavan has said in Bhagavad Gita, through Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavata or whatever. Then Bhagavan will call you from inside, Hey Anagha. See, Arjuna is lucky that way. You know, our Maharshis kept saying, you are pure, you are sinless, you are Anagha, you are not this limited body, you are beyond this body, you are sinless. You know, you are Atman. Atman is after all pure. See, they never said, hey papis, hey papis. No. In fact, they called us Hey Paparahita. That way they were giving us confidence. No?
Yes, Mammu. Mammu, Krishna is sharing his name to Arjuna because
Say that again. Krishna is sharing
his name to Arjuna.
Oh, you mean to say Anagha, right? That is his name. Now he is calling that same name to
To Arjuna.
Okay. Because
Lord Krishna is Atman and Arjuna is also Atman.
Very good, very good. That's how it is. Yes, that's how it is. See, Bhagavan is giving us highest assurance and love through that. When he is calling his name to Arjuna, that means that's the biggest assurance, no? That is almost like saying, hey Arjuna, after all you are me. No? When he says like this, you are me. That is the biggest assurance, no? In fact, in Lalita Sahasranama, Phalashruti, one shloka says, Universal Mother is saying, Amma is saying, I am giving you my status. See, I am giving you my own status. Lalita Tripura Sundari's status, highest bliss, Paramananda. That is the speciality of our Sanatana Dharma. Okay, be here. Very good, very good. Coming back to our topic, in the first and second shloka, Arjuna had asked the question, which is superior, jnana or karma, knowledge or action. Arjuna had said, Bhagavan, I am really confused. Mohayasi iva. Give me one way to attain the highest good. Bhagavan says, Hey Anagha, asmin loke dvividha nishtha puramaya prokta. O sinless one, in this world, a twofold path had been enunciated by me in the very beginning of creation. Sankhyanam jnana yogena. For the Sankhyas, through the path of knowledge. Now, who are Sankhyas? Just take it as they are the matured ones in the spiritual journey. Okay? Matured ones. To the matured ones, it is all about abidance in the self, staying in the self, abidance in the Atman. Yoginam karma yogena. And for the yogins, through the path of karma. Yogi can be taken as a seeker of the highest. Sadhaka. For a yogi, performing karma as yoga, that is what Krishna has prescribed. Doctor will prescribe the medicine, no? You have this, you have this. Just like that, Bhagavan has said, for you, it is karma yoga. For you, it is Jnana Yoga. So, these are the two ways prescribed by Bhagavan. Basically, according to Bhagavan, none of the two is either superior or inferior. But there is a small difference between them. Be with all Shraddha. The path of action, Karma Yoga, is for people who are very active. Active with what? Active with Sadvishayas, Bhagavad Vishayas, who do all actions as yoga, surrendering to Bhagavan. They offer the fruit of action to Bhagavan. Thus they attain inner purity, and in that process they attain self-realization too. Sit comfortably. The path of knowledge is for people who has originally exhausted all the desires. For them, action is not inspiring. They have transcended all that. Don't think that they are a lazy bunch of people simply sitting and doing some meditation and all that. No. Don't think that they are simply sitting. They are always in the highest bliss. There is nothing for them to do. But the interesting thing is, they are the ones who are actually contributing to the universe than the action mode people. Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi, Bhagavan Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, and Mahatmas like them lived in the highest bliss throughout their life. Their whole energy was devoted to being in the Atman all the time. So, naturally now a question arises for every one of us. Every one of us. All the audience will ask now one question. So, didn't they do any work? How is that possible to simply sit in the highest bliss? All these Mahatmas, right from Adi Shankaracharya, has done immense work for the mankind. So how is that? How is that? Let us see now in the next shloka. In the fourth shloka, Bhagavan starts the explanation of Karma Yoga. Karmana manarambhat purushaha naishkarmyam na ashnute. Man does not achieve naishkarmya, freedom from doership, by non-performance of actions. Anarambhat can be taken as by non-performance or by non-initiation. Sanyasanateva siddhim chana samadhigacchati. He does not attain perfection through mere renunciation of it either. Through outer sannyasa, he won't attain siddhi. You can't be without performing action. You can't give up action too. You are bound to do that because of your vasanas. That is the truth. Okay. Naishkarmya siddhi is the state of, listen properly, is the state of spiritual actionlessness. You don't get it simply by not performing action or sitting idle. You know what? Just try sitting idle for a few minutes. Even now, last few minutes. Some days you are like properly sitting. Some days it is all about, the mind is wandering. Last chapter we already said, no? First chapter itself. Like that. When you try to sit simply, for everyone, not just for you, for everyone, it is like you feel like itching here, scratching here, there and all. That reminds me of something. A few people were commenting and asking why Mammu is making Innu sit this way. Let me tell them the right answer now. See. You are folding hands and sitting. Only Mammu knows, and this Bhagavan Krishna knows what is happening behind the video. Hey. They don't know how much naughty you are. If Innu is allowed to sit without folding hands To be very frank, then these small hands will create lot of problems to all the things nearby, especially the seat and nearby things. Not Innu's hands, okay? Not Innu. Innu is not problematic. Innu's hands are problematic. Restlessness. Our mind is like a monkey. Our mind is like a monkey. Innu's hands are like monkeys. Monkey's hands. Mamu knows that. You are about to say something. What is that?
Mammu, one day you told one Innu is equal to many monkeys.
One day, Mamu told you, right?
Yes.
What was it?
One Innu is equal to many monkeys.
100 monkeys. Yes, I remember. One Innu is equal to 100 monkeys. Why? But why? They keep chattering and they keep wandering, no? Moving. All the time moving. Okay, come back to the topic. So, you don't get the highest perfection simply by not performing action and remaining idle. But Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi sat in the bliss many weeks together, absorbed in deep samadhi. No food, no water for many weeks together. He was unaware of the bites of vermin, ketam and pests on his thighs. How can all this happen? All this kita is biting you and you are sitting in complete bliss for many weeks. How can this happen? Because for them they are beyond body. They ever remained in the Atman, as Atman. Even when they performed actions, this is the secret now. They didn't have the sense of doership. Abiding in such a state, they worked in the world. Adi Shankara, in his short span of 32 years, see, just 32 years, how much Swami has contributed. Even Swami Vivekananda, in his short span of 39 years, how much they have contributed to this mankind. See, the difference between how they do action and we do action is, they didn't have the sense of doership. They just became a beautiful instrument in the hands of the divine. And things happened through them. Mamu will tell you Mamu's experience. Mamu is doing Vande Guru Paramparam, no?
Yes, Mammu.
Every song comes as a sankalpa, thought that happens in a few seconds. That, okay, this song, this composition has to be taken. And sometimes the tune is needed. Even the tune comes as intuition. And Mamu grabs that from this source, inside. Even the tuning part of it or the decision making part of it all happens through him. It is not about discussing with everyone, 10 people discussing and one person saying something, other person saying something. No, that is not the way. He sits inside, he keeps guiding us. And even before Mamu claims that this great Kuldeep Empire has done this music or this person has done all this. No, before that I comes, the process is finished, completed. The basic process is completed. Then the only thing left is execution and putting it in action. Even that will be taken care by him. That is what we call, they didn't have the sense of doership. All these Mahatmas. Even this Mammu is experiencing the glimpses of that. Then can you imagine how these Mahatmas would have experienced it? So, let us stop today. Karma Yoga will be continued. Lot of things Bhagavan is teaching us. Okay, so keep in mind, even single small word is very important. Okay? Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha.
Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha.
Uttamam, keep growing with Bhagavad Gita. Okay?